what is dysfunctional memory, what does it look like, and in the treatment dance or the EMDR psychotherapy process, what does it turn into? All right. First off, we find the memory. First off, we're talking about whether it's a large trauma, or as Dr. Shapiro would say, a big T or a small t trauma. What can be a small t trauma for one person could be a big T for another. What could be a big T trauma for one person could be a very small t for another. So a disturbing memory. How do you find a disturbing memory? Well, it doesn't take much usually just to sit here and think about something in the past that was disturbing. Most of us can retrieve it that way. More often than not, though, a dysfunctionally stored memory will show up in a trigger reaction or a larger than would be expected reaction to an everyday stimulus. I drive by that corner of the road where I hit that dog last week, and every time I drive by that corner of the road, I start having anxiety. Something about that experience is still stored in a way that has not been fully resolved in the person's narrative about it, what it means to them. Understandably so. What does it mean when you accidentally take the life of an animal, someone's pet? It can mean a lot of things. And if that hasn't been sorted out, all it looks like is just a disturbing experience when I drive around that corner. I have a feeling of angst and disturbance and agitation I might be trying to put out of my mind. And for a short period of time, maybe I'm not even fully present while I'm driving. Not only if I'm having dysfunctionally distorted memory while I'm driving, I may be having a little bit of dysfunctional driving because I'm not fully present. What does it look like when it's processed? I drive around the corner and I have some sadness and I think about the pet that was lost, and I notice the dog's been removed and I didn't even know whose dog it was, and I can think about my own pets and animals and be grateful maybe that the animal's no longer on the road. Somebody took some attendance to it. I can recognize the pets that I've lost in my life and have some positive feelings about some of those pets and have some compassion and empathy for the person who may have lost their pet. And I can drive through that with some emotions that I can stay present with that don't distract me from my driving. And that's what that memory would look like in a very short-term distance, a short-term change. And that's maybe in only a very short period of time after one EMDR session. That might occur. Now, down the road, I'm going to drive by that and I won't be even thinking about the dog anymore. But maybe adaptively, I'll be even more of a vigilant driver looking for animals all the time, which is an adaptive response to that traumatic experience, to become even more of a mindful driver. And maybe even be more mindful of how my own pets are managed. And even advice giving for others about the management of their pets. Maybe I'll even be very mindful and donate some money to the SPCA.
So it sounds like what's happening is that the person is moving from a mixture of emotions and thinking and memories and being able to sort those things out into a very clear, coherent picture.
A new narrative about the experience. That's correct. Versus a disturbing trigger reaction, which is, we would say, a less functionally stored memory.